All right. What's up, everybody? So, given that I was 4 minutes late, I will not make you wait on the announcement that I was talking about that came through, where I had to change the title and thumbnail. Although, I guess since all of you guys saw what it was before and you can see what it is after, you probably already know what it is related to. But let's. I'm gonna literally. I haven't even. I just hurried. I changed the title and thumbnail and then just came live. So I haven't even pulled the article up. I literally saw a notification come through and I was like, whoa, dude. So this is what we're talking about. So check this out. So if there has been any questions about what the what the PFL's kind of power base looks like, whether it's just kind of like, oh yeah, it's just this businessman who took on PFL and then bought Bellator for nothing and they're kind of running it on its own. Nah. Like, they are doing this with the Saudis. The money that is behind these guys is the Saudis, and they're going to start this year off by doing all the title fights between the Bellator champions and the PFL champions right out of the gate. Like, right out of the gate. That's what they're doing February. That is oh, dude, I will definitely answer that. How is this card trash? Are you talking about 297? Bro. Believe me, we're going to talk about that for sure. But again, I just want, so we'll talk more about that. I'll talk, we can do 297 first. We'll do 297 first, but this is a big deal, dude. This is a really big deal because to be honest, I wasn't really sure, like, what's the level of cooperation between these two organizations? You know what I mean? Where it's like, we have Saudi Arabia doing their thing in boxing. We know, no, slow mode is on because I have a bunch of trolls who come on and go, that, and they just toxify the chat. And I don't have, I'm not going to pay a mod, and I definitely don't have time to deal with people. And there's no reason why anybody needs to chat more than once every 10 seconds. But anyway, so the big announcement PFL that I just changed the title on is they are not only like telegraphing that they are like fully in lockstep with the Saudis, but that the Saudis that are doing all these boxing matches are simultaneously, they are the PFL. Like, that's what's happening here. Like, they're not just challenging UFC in, kind of like putting on these big high paying boxing matches. They are with PFL. PFL is them. And they are doing this thing in February where they're going to do all the biggest stars in Bellator with, I don't know if they're, whatever stars are in PFL, they're going to do all the title fights against each other. Anyway, so we're going to, so let's talk UFC 297 though, because that is obviously a much more kind of like immediate pressing thing. Okay. So I can't believe someone actually said, how is this fight card trash? Dude, listen, the main event, Green Smoke. Yes, you hang out, my guy. You fucking hang out. Don't go anywhere. You and I are going to talk for sure. You and I are going to talk because that interaction that we had last night was like exactly what I was looking for, because it's like, that's what you think this is. That's not what that is, dude. That just means you guys don't understand what the term means. Anyway, we'll talk about it. All right. So here is the fight card for 297. Okay. I guess I don't need to, like, let me see if I'm going to tell you guys I don't know if, well, I don't want to quote them, like, but I'll just, bottom line, a channel you guys all watch for 100% sure it is way more credible than I am. I texted them today. Is this the worst pay-per-view card you've ever seen aside from the main event and a handful of cards? And they said shockingly bad. Like, everybody's aligned on this. Like, this is the thing. But this is why I bring it up. Well, there's two reasons why I bring it up. Okay. So, Green Smoke, as soon as I start kind of trailing off on this topic, remind me that you're there. And, I will try not to. Actually, I'll see it, dude. Just keep going, and I'll see it. But this is half right. 297 is not good. 300 is going to come together very well. But okay, so we can't just hang tight, bud. We'll talk about this later. So the reason that I brought it up was because actually, I'll tell you the exact context of my no. Dude, I'm going to put you in timeout if you keep doing this, dude. There's slow modes on for people like you. Do not keep doing it over and over and over and over and over. I saw your question. I said we'll talk about it later. Okay, so I said, this is exactly what I said to the other creator. I was like, is this the worst pay-per-view card you've ever seen aside from the main event? Whatever numbers this card does can be laid directly on the doorstep of Strickland and Dricus. It's a big test for these guys. So I just want to, like, because that's why I brought it up, is because there are literally none other fights on this card where you'd be all, oh yeah, that seems reasonable for someone to pay $80 for this card. Now, are there fights on here that I'm excited to see? Of course. Chris Curtis, I love watching Chris Curtis fight, especially after the fight that I was at in Miami. Dude, that fight was like, the experience of watching fights live is different depending on where you're sitting. I've only ever been that close at a UFC that one time, but the sound of the body shots that were landing between Curtis and oh God, what's his name? Kelvin Gastelum it literally sounded like you were taking a flat-sided, like a one of those paddles that fraternity people will like hit pledges with in fraternities that are filled with psychos. And they were hitting the flat side of like a huge carcass of beef. It was so loud, dude. And every time you're like, oh my God, that fight could have gone either way. And man, that was really impressive. But okay, so you got Chris Curtis against, Mark Barrial. Cool. Arnold Allen is exciting. He's an exciting fighter for sure. But this is the main card of UFC 297. This is the main card. Now, obviously, Strickland and Dricus is a huge, huge fight now. Barn burner. And that is solely 100%, absolutely with no supporting information because of Dricus and Sean Strickland. Those two guys single-handedly themselves built the hype for this fight themselves. Bottom line. Okay? And now especially, you have to keep in mind also that now that you know that these two guys have talked behind the scenes, because Sean shared that in the video that I did about this yesterday, when I was, well, I guess everybody kind of covered it now, but like where Strickland said that he would, he told Dricus he would stab him if he brought up the childhood trauma again. I'll talk about that a little bit too, just because no one watched that video yesterday. I mean, sometimes I just, like I get to see all of my analytics and I don't understand. It's like, all right, so people are clicking this at the exact same rate as any other one. They're watching it for just as long. And it's just like YouTube's all, yeah, but we're just going to show it to like 1/3 the number of people we normally show your stuff to. I don't really understand it. Maybe it's because I said, I don't know. Maybe because I said things in there that they were censoring. I don't know. Nonetheless. But he said that he messaged Dricus and that Dricus was cool, so on and so forth, all of that stuff. He's like, Dricus was cool about it, but I just told him, don't bring that up again. And Dricus is like, I'm just hyping the fight. So it's not like there's I don't know, like the angle Dricus took was really great. The fact that Sean reacted the way that he did was obviously really great. No one could possibly question Sean Strickland's skills when it comes to promoting fights ever, especially not now. And I think Dricus, if Dricus does win, I think you're going to find out that this guy is going to be one of those sleepers where his promotional skills are going to be absolutely top notch. So that's what you have here. But they made the card before that happened, right? Like they made this card before that happened. Let me just make this a little bigger in case you guys can't see it. Jesse paddled me, made me call him frat. Not only have I never paddled anyone, I don't know if I've ever talked about this on the channel. I appreciate the super chat. I never hazed anyone, like anyone. anyone, those of you guys who are in a fraternity, you guys will know exactly what I'm talking about. But like the relationship between active members and pledges is a huge indicator of what kind of person a person is underneath the surface, you know, because you have this like this structure in place where if a guy wants to abuse people, they can. And then you get to see like what, you know, I mean, like not like physically for the most part, but you just get to see what kind of person they are. You know, it's like, is this a person who all of a sudden really starts leaning into like whatever they do to like abuse pledges? And you're like, they seem like they really like this, man. Like, this is crazy. I never once hazed a pledge. Not a single time, not once. I beat up bullies back then. I wasn't a bully who then also beat up bullies. I fucking hate bullies. Anyway, so, but yeah, so Raquel Pennington against the co-main event. Like, I can't believe I should have let off with this, dude. The fucking co-main event of this card is Raquel Pennington against Mario Buena Silva. That's a fucking co-main event, dude. The co-main event has Raquel Pennington and I mean, come on, dude. You know what I mean? Like, there's no this was meant to be a throwaway card, not throwaway necessarily, but like this is not one that the UFC was anticipating doing very well with. But here's the deal, right? Everybody's wondering how the UFC has put together such an incredible 299 card. There you go, dude. That's how. You know what I mean? That's how 299 is so vicious. Is because there is literally no one on this card except for Strickland and Dricus, you know, Chris Curtis and Arnold Allen, right? Like Chris Curtis and Arnold Allen are both people that could certainly be on a main card, you know, squared up with a certain type of competitor where you'd be all right, yeah, that's a good fight. But neither of them is squared up with someone like that where, you know, a lot of people. Now, listen, Mike Mallet is really good and really fun. But at this stage of the game, is he I'm sorry, not Mike Mallet. Mark Andre. Well, actually, so yeah, Mark Mallet's fighting Neil Magny, but he's Neil Magny against Mike Mallet. I mean, Mike Mallet's really exciting, but like, how many people know that? You know what I mean? How many people actually know that? Amberly, what's up, dude? I don't know. I mean, bottom line, dude, look at the co-main event. End of story, right? End of story. Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, but he's nasty, dude. But I have an MMA YouTube channel. You know, I know that. Is there like, think about how they normally structure cards. We're like, all right, we got to get the casual person to buy. None of them know who these guys. They don't know who that is, and they certainly, you know, this co-main is going to not only not sell pay-per-views, it's going to sell negative pay-per-views. Do you know what I'm saying? Like that, it's going to sell negative pay-per-views. There will be, I guarantee you, absolutely 100% for sure, there will be people who go, oh, dude, are we going to get the UFC tonight? And they're going to be like, who's fighting? They'll be like, oh, it's the Strickland and Dricus Du Plessis fight. And if they're not hysterical fans like us, you know, like if you're watching my channel at noon or 1 p.m. on a fucking Tuesday, you are obviously, you like me, we're UFC fanatics, like genuine fans that want to think about UFC on Tuesday afternoon. But outside of us, dude, just regular people, they're going to be like, what? Oh, so wait, what's the co-main event? Raquel, a bantamweight women's fight? Do I know? You know, like, and if they recognize the name Neil Magny, they're all, isn't that the guy that Ian Gary called a child abuser and then beat the living shit out of on a level that was kind of hard to watch? You know, this is what I'm saying. And exactly, Mallet, he's newer. They tried gassing him up on the Canada card. He seems great yet unknown. Yes, but he is. I mean, he is good, dude. He's, I mean, and exciting too. But again, so yeah, and you got Arnold Allen. I mean, like, well, so actually, I mean, is this what they're doing? Now that you bring that up, is this what they're doing? They're just like, let's just put Canadian fighters on here. Maybe that's what they're doing. They're like, man, you know what? This is what they're doing. Okay. The payroll for this fight is probably so little that they're like, we can literally make money just on the ticket sales. If we don't sell a single pay-per-view, we'll come out positive. That's probably exactly what they're doing. Exactly, Chris V. That's probably exactly what it is. They're like, look, dude, let's just go Canadian fighters. If we sell 100,000 pay-per-views, that's all profit, That is probably what it is. Patrick Brandon, thank you very much. Trump won't show up to 297 because it doesn't meet Trump standards. Trump won't show up to 297 because it's in a country where, the country doesn't really stand for the values that guy represents. I don't think. I would be. Well, I was about to make a hyperbolic statement about where he should feel less safe, but that wouldn't really apply. I would love for the big guy to go there and just walk in there and just see what the reaction is in Canada. I would love to see what was in, how does the Canada crowd react to him? Because we already know in Miami, I was there, the roof came down. Literally, I've never heard a group of people that large go that crazy all at the same time. It sounded like a Motley Crue concert the second that they took the stage. You know what I mean? And it sounds like in New York, it was the same way. And that's supposed to be where everybody hates him, but clearly not, Anyway, so wait, and $1,000 or more are selling tickets in my area. Sit nosebleed. No, oh really? Wait, $1,000 or more is how much it is to sit in the nosebleeds. Wow. That's so that's what it is, right? And then you wait, are you kidding me? Why would you not call him the big guy? He's a big ass guy. And that way I don't have to say his name on my stream and have YouTube deprioritize it. Okay, so now let me look at this. So then you go 298 and things wait a minute. Did I imagine that Ian Gary was fighting in Miami? Wasn't Ian Gary fighting in Miami? Did I imagine that? That's really weird. That's super weird. Interesting. I could have swore that he was at the Miami one. I could have, or at the very least, I've thought he was on the Miami card this entire time because I've talked about it a dozen times. When, because if we, there's a world where, we couldn't talk to them yet because the Dolphins are still in the playoffs, but we might go again with Mike McDaniel and his wife, in which case we'd be right up front. And I was like, man, I wonder if Ian Gary will slap me in the face if he sees me and I'm right in the front. But apparently that was an idiotic comment because he's not even there, dude. Okay. They switched him to the other card. He was okay, cool. So I'm not fucking crazy. Okay, I'm not crazy. Brady, what's up, dude? Oh, really? So what's up now, dude? What's up now? Who's the casual now, dude? Huh? Let me just confirm that. Bam. All right. Oops. Who's a casual now, dude? Who's a fucking casual now? Take it back. Take it back, you guy. Take it back. You take it back. Okay, good. Because that would have been really weird. It's because I in my mind, I 100% thought that they were on that card. Anyway, so Combat Sports, what's up, dude? All right, so let's go back to this. So the Anaheim card, which I was considering going to, and now I'm much more likely to go. This card is nuclear fire. This card is ridiculous fire. And you want to know what's up too? They owe this to the Anaheim crowd, because the last Anaheim show, unless I'm forgetting one, was the one that Francis Ngannou and Cyril Gane were on, and I was there. I was on the floor in like the 7th row or something like that. And that fight card was about equivalent to this one this weekend with Sean Strickland. But there was, like, the reason they did that was for obvious reasons. You know what I mean? They did that one because Francis was unsigned. This was the last fight on his deal, and they did not want to promote him and make him more valuable in case he ended up leaving the organization. So that's just like common sense. But that fight card was horrendous. I'll show you, dude. Look at this. That was UFC 270. Let me see here. Boop. So results. Oh God, just give me the short version, dude. Maybe I could just do it like this. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So yeah, okay. So check this out. Now, honestly, that one was better. Wait a minute. No. This is old, dude. This is old. They shifted a bunch of fights off this card for 100% sure that Jared Cannonier and Derek Brunson, for 100% sure, got shifted to UFC 271, because I was at both of those fights and I remember very clearly the Cannonier and Derek Brunson fight, because that was like the most fucked up I'd ever seen someone after a fight live. Like, dude, where I was like, holy shit. Or, I mean, not the most, but like, I was very close at UFC 271 and in a seat where I could see right in, and it was like, whoa, dude. Like, that was one of those ones where I started, because I was like, towards the beginning of the streak of, 12 shows that I went to or whatever. And that was one of those ones where I was saying to Gabrielle, because I went there with Gabrielle, that one I was like, dude, that's like, that's one of those things where you don't see that on TV. Like they don't show how fucked up guys are afterwards sometimes. Like Brunson was so fucked up after that fight. If I'm wrong about that, that got shifted to the UFC 271, I will be, yeah, see, look at that. Who is, I remembered that, dude. I'm pretty proud of myself about that, dude. That was 2 years ago. But I remembered that fight specifically because I remembered exactly where I was sitting, and I was like, oh my God. Like I could literally like visualize the view of how, yeesh. Okay, so we never got to see Francis versus John Jones. I know. And we never will. And we never, ever will. But anyway, so going back to UFC 298, that fight card is really good, dude. So you got obviously the headliner is an absolute banger. We got Whitaker and Costa, we got Geoff Neal and Ian. I'm just gonna keep calling him Geoff so you guys can correct me. Dude, it's Jeff. I just realized it now because it makes no like some inside baseball. Sometimes I do things like that, trying to instigate comments, where I'm like, if I call him Geoff, then people in the comments are going, dude, it's Geoff Neal. You add an extra 20 comments, does well for the card. But there's no reason for me to bait you guys into saying it's Jeff, dude. So I'll just say Geoff Neal. And then Ian Gary, that's obviously an amazing fight. Imagine if Ian Gary gets starched. Like, that would be so crazy. And then Merab and Cejudo, let's go, son. Hernandez and oh man, that's a banger too, dude. And then let's see the prelims. Tatiana Suarez against him. And dude, that's a banger girl fight right there. And that's a huge banger heavyweight fight. Wow. Wait a minute. There's only 4 total preliminary fights? Huh, that's kind of weird. Interesting. But man, the main card through the prelims are super good all the way down. Oh, Andrea Lee, I was there at her fight too. She fought I think she fought Amanda Ribas, and I was 100% convinced that she had won. Let me see. Anyway, it doesn't matter, actually. And then UFC 299, obviously, is ridiculous. And apparently they thought it was too ridiculous, so they pulled the Ian Gary and Jeff Neal fight off. So you got Sean O'Malley, Marlon Vera, Dustin Poirier, St. Denis, awesome. Shakugian and Macy Barber. Macy Barber is who I was talking about. Is that what I just said? Or did I say someone else? Curtis Blades and Almeida, great fight. Gamrot against Dos Anjos, great fight. Pedro Munoz against Kyler Phillips, great fight. Lauren Murphy against Corrine Silva, great, whatever. Gilbert Burns against Jack. God damn, I forgot that fight was on. This is insane. Holland against Michael Venom Page. Peter Yan against Song Yadong. Gilbert Burns against Jack Della Magdalena. Holy fucking shit, dude. No wonder the fucking tickets are $1,000 to sit in the nosebleeds. That is bananas. And they had Ian Gary fight on this also? It's absurd. Yeah, Song Yadong against Peter Yan. This is ridiculous. Now let me ask you guys I'm serious. Okay, let me ask you guys a common or a very serious question, actually. Be honest. You have to be honest. Okay. If this fight card was UFC 300, would you say, wow, that's an amazing card? Or would you be like, oh, UFC 300 sucks? Be honest. I'm actually going to wait for you guys to respond. If the UFC 299 card was, wait, what? They only have 4 peelings because they have to video. Huh? How is it not done yet? All right, so you guys go. You tell me, if it was UFC 300, you would say this is a great card, or would you say it sucks? You'd be happy with it. You'd say it's awesome. You take it. What else? All right. You guys would say it's fire? I disagree with you. I don't think that you guys would say that, because UFC 300 is setting up to be this good easily. Wait, they don't even oh, there we go. Hang on. Oh, yeah, dude. UFC 300, once they add the headliners on, is very, very much setting up to be just that good for sure, dude. Like there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 announced fights. All of those are on equal footing to UFC 299. This is the only thing that I'm saying is let me just make something perfectly clear. If this ends up being the total UFC 300 card, then yes, it would suck absolute balls. This is not ready, dude. Like, this is not ready for UFC 300. They're going to add additional fights for sure. For sure. If they don't, then they absolutely deserve all the shit that they get. But I don't believe that that's going to be the case. If you have to ask whether I support Biden over Trump, then you're not subscribed to this channel. That's how I would respond to that, dude. If you don't know the answer to that, then that means you are not actually a subscriber anyway. Okay, so if they had a middleweight title fight, whatever super fight to 300, it could work. Yes, totally. Like, so if they go, so if this is the fight card and they go, I mean, honestly, 299, you could argue is better. Is like, let me look. Let's look. Okay, so like, actually, let me pull it up side by side so we can go. Okay, so UFC 300 card. All right, so here's what we're going to do. So we're going to go fight by fight, except we're going to take out the main event. We're going to take out the main event and the co-main event from UFC 299, and we're going to take out the co-main event from UFC 300, and we're just going to compare all the rest of the fights. Because from UFC 300, those are not done yet. Like, you know what, honestly, you could actually even leave in the co-main event because they're going to get 2 more fights that are the ones that are supposed to be equivalent to the 299 top fights. So if you start at the top, you have Shakugan against Macy Barber, okay? And you have Wei Li against Yan, UFC 300, better. Then you have Curtis Blades, the Curtis Blades against Almeida versus Yuri versus Rakic. My opinion, UFC 300 is better. Then you have Gamrot against Dos Anjos, and we have Calvin Kattar against Aljamain Sterling. UFC 300, my opinion. That one's pretty close, but I would say UFC 300. Then you have Pedro Munoz against Kyler Phillips versus Bo Nickel against Cody Brundage. I'm going UFC 300 there too. Then Lauren Murphy, we'll just skip that one. We'll go to like the best ones here. Okay, so UFC 299, you have Gilbert Burns against Jack Della Magdalena versus Oliveira and Arman Tsarukyan. UFC 300, which is crazy because that's an awesome fight. Then you have Yan versus Song Yadong versus Cody Garbrandt against Davison Figueiredo. Dude, UFC 300 wins in every example. In every example, UFC 300, when you go back and forth, it's there. UFC 300 wins. I guarantee you, if we actually did this where I did it super formalized and we went fight for fight, exactly like what we did, I think that if we voted and everyone was being honest, you'd say the same thing, dude. Like you'd be all, oh shit, was I not going back and forth or was I? Wait. Was I going back and forth? And then UFC 299, you have Kevin Holland against Michael Venom Page. That's fire. That one is fire. That one for sure is right up there. But like, yeah, dude, I don't know, man. When you go fight for fight, 300 is as good or better. Except, like I said, you have to take out the headliner and the co-main from UFC 299 because you don't have that yet for 300. I agree with this, dude. You throw Holland and Page at UFC 300, agree. Book Connor and Chandler. How's that sound? Dude, that would obviously be amazing. This is correct. The other thing, too, that you have to consider is they are going to have 3 title fights. Okay. This title fight that they announced is the throwaway title fight, right? They'll have 2 more title fights, and they're probably, if I know these guys, going to throw in an unexpected super fight. I mean, bottom line. Yes, 300 is for sure better if you take out the main events. And they haven't announced them yet. I've been saying this from the beginning that like everybody's like UFC 300 fucking sucks. And I'm like, you guys are going to sound so fucking dumb when this full card comes out. Did I see Harvard University announced doing a case study? Yeah, of course. Markel facilitated that. Yeah, it's going to be awesome. Cam, thank you very much for your super chat. Jesse, with Francis' success post UFC, can this be repeated, or is Francis just the exception to the rules and a very special individual? Excellent question. Excellent question. So, and thank you for the super chat. The answer to that is, Keith, what's up, dude? The answer to that is it can for sure be repeated, but they have to repeat the decisions that Francis made. And you have to, if people really understand all of those decisions, you know what I mean? Like, if you really understand the decisions that he made, and I can lay them out again. I mean, I've done it a million times. I never know if it's really hard to get a gauge on the audience sometimes, because like the loudest people in the comments in many cases are not only just not the real, like, you know, viewers who actually care and watch the stuff. It's also the same person over and over. Like yesterday, I caught this dude so ridiculously red-handed on having multiple fake accounts. It was, I'm not even gonna get into it, but it was fucking hilarious. When I saw it, I literally laughed out loud because I had just blown him up on Instagram because he sent me this idiotic comment that just set him up for me to just fucking butt fuck him in my response. And my response was so good that I screenshotted it and then put it on my story. And then yesterday he was talking shit in the comments. And when I clicked on his name, so I looked at his comments, he had the identical comment to the one that I blew him up for on Instagram. So he put it on Instagram. He had done it on a fake account on YouTube with a completely different name, taken it and copy pasted it, and then did it on Instagram under some completely different account. And then he had commented 3 other times. It's just unreal. And then some of the accounts that I look at, it's like, oh, so this account has 4 total comments, and all of them are on videos from the last 24 hours. It's like, geez, I wonder. Anyway, but you know, it's hard for me to gauge where people are at because I see people who just talk shit in the comments a lot, and I don't know if that like actually represents the opinion of the group. But like, I don't know if everybody really, like, how long people have been with the channel, and I don't know how seriously people took it when I said, like, I've been inside of the Francis thing this whole time. Like, I could tell you every decision that this guy made. And when I say that, like, I have a hard time believing that anyone will make those decisions again, it's not just that he turned down so much money. It's the fact that he wasn't wealthy yet. Like, if someone has $1.5 million in the bank, right? Like, you have $1.5 million, and that's probably on the high side, right? So let's just say you had $1 million in cash, right? Someone has $1 million in cash, and someone offers you $7 million for a fight. You know, $7 million for a fight, where you're going to pay taxes and get paid out, you know, like you pay everybody out and then you get taxed. And that's going to take your cash holdings from 1 million to 4 million. That is such an astronomical swing in your lifelong finances. $1 million is not even close to enough money for you to comfortably live like a person who has money without having to constantly think about how you're going to earn more money for the rest of your life. 4 million, completely different ballgame. 4 million you hand to a money manager, and if they're good, you don't have to worry about money for the rest of your life. They can make investments that'll basically pay you out, you know, $250,000, $300,000 a year without touching your principal. So you're like, I'm done. Okay. So like, a person in that situation to turn down an offer like that, knowing for 100% sure that if they lose that fight, so they're going to take $500,000 instead of $7 million, knowing that if they lose, their next offer is going to be an intentional ass fucking. Like, they're going to get offered 1/13 of what the offer is right now if they lose, right? So it's like, if I win, I get 7 million, and then I also will make it, we'll have a similar amount for the next fight or whatever. But if I lose, I'm going to make like this. I will never make money like that. But if I win this fight and then win another fight, then I could potentially make mega money. Like, that level of risk taking, I can't relate to. I would never do that, dude. I don't have the balls to do it. I'm saying, like, I'm saying I don't have the balls to do what he did. You know, Like, I'm not, I just don't. I would be way too scared. I'd be like, fuck, dude, what if I lose? You know, like he does, in fairness, Francis, as far as I know, doesn't have like a family that relies, you know what I mean? Like, it's just him. And so he can be like, I'll make do if this or that. But even in that situation, I don't think I have the balls to do that. I really don't. I don't think I have the balls to do what he did. And every time that he turned down the UFC's offer, he was rolling the dice, and not even just on the fights either. Like, to me, the saga starts right before the Stipe fight, you know, where he gets offered, you know, an enormous amount of money. There was a really big offer. There was a really big offer that they turned down, which again, I will just say that not only would I have not done it, I would have like stringently advised him to take it. I would have been completely wrong, for the record. I would have been wrong. I would have been absolutely wrong. But I would have been like, dude, you can't turn this down. I don't want to get into like the really nitty-gritty details of that particular situation. But I would have been like, you can't turn this down, dude. You have to understand who's involved here and how this happened. If you turn this down, you're an enemy of the state. You can't do it. But everybody on his team was aligned. They're like, all right, you don't want champ clauses and you don't want extensions, and let's just turn it down. You know, it's like, just all of it is they took such an adversarial position against the UFC, asking for things that at the time would have seemed unreasonable to the organization, and everybody who would have known that they seemed adversarial. The one thing I think that Francis could have, like the way that UFC could have gotten most of what they wanted while still retaining Francis and not had to like do fighter healthcare or take all of the extensions out of his contract or any of the other things he was asking for that they do not do for anyone, is if they did guarantee him a boxing match, like actually contractually guarantee him a boxing match. You know, if they would have done that, then they probably would have kept him, but they wouldn't do that. And I think anybody who's smart knew that they were not going to actually put that boxing match together. So bottom line, the long and short of it is, anyone who is a champion and is confident that they will win all of their fights could do what Francis did. I don't think anyone will have the balls to actually do it, dude. You know, Conor could, because Conor has endless money. Like, that's why I bring up the fact of, you know, like, we know Francis never had a huge payday prior. You know, Conor has money coming in from everywhere. So his situation is very different, which is why, I don't know. 420, are you still on here? Because now we can talk, because it'll bring this thing up. If 420 is still on there, let me know in the comments, because now this is where we chat about what you said yesterday. Because, you know, there's this little contingency of shitheads who will go in my comments and constantly, they're all, this is clickbait, man. I'm sick of the clickbait. It's like, really? They were talking about on a video where I said contract bombshell about Conor McGregor's contract, what the biggest story in MMA has been, is Conor coming back and when, against who? Like, it's like the number one, that is literally the number one topic in the entire MMA community. And I confirmed for sure that he has 2 fights left on his deal. And like, some people are like, this is just, I can't deal with the clickbait. I'm like, if you think this is clickbait, you're too fucking stupid for this channel anyway. Okay. Like, that is an absolute bombshell. And anyone who knows anything about the business knows that. Not to mention, that's not what clickbait is. Okay. That's why the 420 guy, he was like, there you go. There you go. Green smoke 420. Okay. So I said in the comments to one of those guys, I was like, I'll tell you guys what, I'll give you $1,000 if anyone can show me a single video where the title that I like, what I titled the video was not exactly what was in the video, excluding something that's like obviously a joke, like fucking Tyron Woodley's on the Epstein fucking list, the day after he had a sex tape leak, and they're like, and he's like, first of all, it was old news. That was old news. That's old news. that he had 2 fights left in the deal, that it's confirmed that he had 2 fights left? How come no one else had talked about it except for Ariel like 2 days before that? Nonetheless, and whether it was old news from a week ago or not, still a fucking huge bombshell with the, you know, the fact that that's the case. But nonetheless, I said, show me a time when I did that. And this guy, his response was like, well, when you did a Nate Diaz one and you said that he confirmed a rumor about UFC 300. So I thought you were saying that he's on the UFC 300 card or something like that. I'm like, okay, that's not what clickbait is. That's absolutely not what clickbait is. Like that's 100% not what, first of all, me saying something's a bombshell if you decide it's not that big a deal is also not clickbait. That is a hyperbolic descriptive word. Okay, like if I go shocking news about blah, 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 and you're like, well, I didn't really think that's that shocking. That's not clickbait, dude. Okay, like that's not what clickbait is at all. Clickbait is you have misrepresented the story. Like I would, if I said, Khabib is headlining UFC 300 against Tony Ferguson. And that's a lie. That's fucking clickbait. And you will never once find a single you will never find a single video where I've ever done that ever. And I will give anyone $1,000 if you can find one, a single one. Not like, well, I thought you meant this. That's not how that works. You look at what's in the video. Then you go back to the title and you go, is what he said what's in the video? And if the answer is yes, then it's not fucking clickbait. And that will be the case 100% of the time. Anyway, but like I said, dude, find one example. I'll send you $1,000. A single one. And arguing whether something is shocking or not shocking, that's not the conversation. That's just hyperbolic language that every smart person uses. You know, what is a bombshell? What is not a bombshell? Like that's, first of all, that's ridiculous about the Conor one. But here's the thing too. Ooh, hang on. All right. Thank you, dude. This is literally the answer 100% of the time. You want to know how this conversation is not like, I entertain it every once in a while, only when I see longtime viewers say it sometimes. And I'll be like, are you guys serious? That's the only time where I'm like, all right, I'll address it again. Because first of all, if I was doing clickbait where the videos were not valuable, my channel would not be where it is. Like you're in the minority, dude. You don't have to watch it. You know what I mean? No, I'm not smoking 420, dude. MMA Guru never has clickbait. That's one guy I could see never. So good for him, dude. Neither do I. That's not a loophole, dude. That is a fact. There are no people who actually know what. I mean, listen, dude. I will, in fairness, I actually define, like, I use clickbait 2 different ways, right? Like, I'll be like, I'll see a hot story with one of my friends. I'll be like, oh, dude, like that. Like, I'll use it as a descriptor for a video I know is going to perform well. But when people go like clickbait, blah, 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 I know the way they mean it is that that it's not what's actually in the video. And that's just never the case. Anyway, all right. So assuming no new contract, you think UFC would give Conor a title shot to lock him in regardless of Chandler outcome? No way. They can't do that, dude. They can't. Now, what? Oh, man. Thank you, Ego Death. I like Guru too. I saw someone someone say they're like, yesterday they're all, the downfall of your guys' channels is going to be Jesse's is going to be clickbait and Guru's is that he trolled too many people in the industry. And I'm like, okay, guys, like, do you understand the irony of saying that? It's like, you literally just named the 2 most successful independent creators to come up in the last 5 years. And you're like, that's going to be their downfall. You're like, clearly not, dude. Like, clearly not. You know what I mean? The fact that I even bring it up, like, shows it does, like, it doesn't like make me mad. I'm just arguing because it's not true. You know, I'm like, this is just smart what I do. And obviously it works, you know? It's like Guru trolled too many people is going to be his downfall. I'm like, look at his fucking channel. The downfall? What the fuck are you talking about? Look at my channel. Downfall. Like, Guru and I were in fucking we didn't even fucking exist 4 years ago. Not one person knew who we were. No one. He started in a basement in fucking England. I started this as a fucking side hustle, just doing a video a day with 0 subscribers, both of us. And look at our fucking channels. Like, there's like Guru and Jesse on Fire's downfall. It's like, okay, you know. Anyway, but so, dude, DDP's girlfriend is hot as fuck. She is super hot. 45 minutes behind, but who thinks the card is good? Magni is a third from the top. He was embarrassed. I know. Dude, look at watch, check this out. You want this is the end of conversation right here, dude. Co-main event. Co-main. Look at that. Co-main, dude. Oh, okay. So someone said this to me yesterday because I didn't hear it. So it was on there. So it was really on there. Okay, because like I actually said, I said on the video where I was like, how come they didn't use my voice? Because they had me sign a release and all this stuff, and I was all, God, they didn't even use it. I completely missed it. Dude, will you email it? If you know where it is, will you email it to me with the timestamp? I will appreciate you, dude. Yeah, Guru took that shit over. I don't even do them. I can't do them. I can't do them because of Guru, actually. Because, you know, well, without getting into algorithm stuff, but it's like YouTube is constantly comparing channel to channel. Guru is so consistent with his streams during the fights, and he does, you know, he obviously does a great job, that like if I come on and I just randomly do fight companions like out in the open, they'll always prioritize his over mine because he's consistent. They want people to create habits, whatever. And so like my viewers won't even see that I'm on. And then so as the longer I stream while getting my fucking ass handed to me by Guru, the more they'll deprioritize me when I put up regular videos. So I just like, even if I wanted to, I couldn't do it. I could do like members only ones maybe. Every channel is trying to use provocative titles without misrepresenting the content. I'm just the best at it. Honestly. That's the honest truth. That's the only reason that I even fucking engage in this, is because what you should be saying is, I am literally the fucking best of all time at this game, as being provocative titles that never misrepresent what the content is. I should be getting in there like, holy shit, I cannot fucking believe how good you are at titles. People are like, it's clickbait bullshit. I'm like, so unsubscribe and beat it, dude. Like, no one made you click on it. If it's such clickbait, like, this is what's so stupid about it, is like, okay, so if I constantly clickbait, then you would have clickbaited yourself and seen, oh, that's not really what was in the video, and you'd never click on one again. So it's obviously not. Every time, it's not. I would call it a fact. It just depends on how you define clickbait, for sure. Clickbait is anything that is used to get you to click that misrepresents the content. Exactly. You're supposed to lure in. I fuck with that one Pantera song that Work. Hang on. And honestly, the only reason I I like that one so much just because Clay Guida came out to it at UFC Austin, and he was so fired up, dude. And I was like, I was with Patrick Gavia and my buddy Alex, and I was like, dude, what song is this? Walk, exactly, Walk. I was like, damn, son. I put that song into my playlist immediately. Guys, hell is good too. I'll find it, dude. I am pretty mature and young. Like, so that's an excellent question and a good example of, that I could use. If someone says he's a young guy, right? And then it turns out the guy's 40, right? They're like, oh, that guy's a young guy. And they're like, he's 40 years old. It's like people who are 19 to be all, that was clickbait. He's fucking 40. You know, you're like, right. They're like, it's clickbait. You said he's young. He's fucking 40. And then like everyone who's 45 to 80 was like, no, yeah, he's young. It's like, that's a fucking subjective term. You know what I mean? Anyway, hold on, 9:23 in the minute into the countdown. You say terrible news. Dricus is not going to do the title fight. Ooh. All right, hang on. I'm gonna pull it up and listen to it because if I do it right here, they'll demonetize the video. Josh Maddox, thank you very much, dude. I appreciate you very, very much. Hang on. Yeah, exactly, dude. Exactly. That's exactly right. I'm sitting here like doing I started like I'm gonna have guests on, very selective this year. And so far I have verbal commitments from Chael, Senko, and Ali Abdelaziz. The downfall of his channel. It's like, I don't know, man. I feel like I'm doing all right. UFC downfall. Not UFC downfall. UFC countdown. But honestly, I think for real that on the video that I had yesterday where fucking A, dude. I looked, it was unreal. There were like probably 50 fucking comments of that. And I looked and probably 30 of them were from accounts that had like commented on my channel like 6 times in the like total. And they were all in 24 hours. I was like, is this dude really took it that personally that I blew up on his fucking story that he went and created 30 fucking accounts? It's insane, dude. It is like, people are fucking crazy. Oh, is it on the full one or hang on? Wait, you said 9. Hold on. Hang on. Some of whom reigned over their divisions for years. What? Says, do you want a job? Do you want a fucking job? First of all, Rose, I love Rose and Pat, but do you want a fucking job? That's what I'm talking. That's how you fucking title, son. That's how the fuck you title right there. Excellent work, dude. It's a skill and you have it. That is an excellent fucking title. That's really good, dude. I'm very impressed. Excellent work. Hold on, let me see. All right, here we go. The South African South. What the fuck? I heard the weasel. And I was like, what the fuck? Why didn't they use me? And my voice is right before his. What a fucking idiot, dude. I 100% watch that because I'm all like, I heard the weasel say that, and I'm like, the fuck, dude? I thought they were going to use mine, and it was the line right before it. I just completely missed it. Wow. I'm a moron. I am an absolute fucking moron. I literally listened. I 100% listened to that and did not recognize my own voice. That is embarrassed. Hey, can someone do me a favor and explain the oil up thing? Like it's, I know it's like a meme now because I saw 1,000 people say it to Chandler in his live stream, and I saw a million people say it to like Dana on his. What's the oil up thing, dude? I don't know what we're talking about. Sorry to be like, I just got here what I missed. I can't cover it in an hour. Bottom line, 297s, 297's card sucks. Hey, Flex Tutoris, Flex Ortiz, I saw you move from Antioch. I want to talk about that, but I got to get caught up here. Hang on. Yeah, dude, what's oil him up, dude? I honestly, I don't even know what that means. I literally have no idea what the oil up thing is. Guru's been on tons of shit, dude. We were both on the Connor documentary, but he had his face on it. I just had my voice on it. Thank you, dude. It was just a random comment on one of Dana's lies and it stuck and continues to come up. Really? Just like oil them up? What does it mean? What the fuck? What does it even mean? Wait, that Jason dude is proving the clickbait title Shez came up with. Wait, hang on. Hold on. Wait, where did it go? Tar and Feather. Title, Ian Gary's wife at UFC 300, at UFC coming for 300. I like it, but you want to make it coming with a U. That's better. But nonetheless, that was I'm telling you, just look at what Shez did with that title. I will pull it up again. That's how you fucking title, dude. Where was it? Hold on. I'll pull it up again because it was so good, dude. Hang on. Where did it go? Where did it go? There we go. Now I'm not aligned with this. Rose is my homegirl, but like that's how the fuck you title right there. That's how you fucking title. Very impressive. Oh, you want another fuck Logan Paul vid? Guess what's coming in one? I mean, honestly, I'll show you. Check this out. So a little look-see in the, I'm going to give you a little backside look of Jesse on Fire's channel. So we're going to go into the back end. All right. I'm going to the back end real quick and then show you. God damn it. God damn it. Where the, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Why won't it let me into the... All right, there we go. And there we go. All right. So here are all my videos, and you see this right here, this one. Logan Paul humiliating video emerges. And if you scroll over here, it has no views because it's not ready yet. This one's going to drop today. I uploaded it like 2 days ago, but it's going to drop, son. It's going to drop now. Danis. Honestly, dude, as like what do you call it? What's the right word for that? As God, what's a word where like you're taking advantage of people? You know, like I can't think of it, whatever. But like where you're taking advantage of people, that's like I don't even think that that's much worse than what it actually is right now. PFL news is that they are in February. Exploitation. There you go. Exploitation. Correct. SOOO King is awesome. He's gonna get banned though. He's gonna get banned. He's I like him. He's funny, but he's already on you. He already got a thing from YouTube about bullying. Not good. Not good. But he is hilarious. So wait, hang on. Damn it, I got sidetracked because I saw Alex say he saw Dana ask someone to bark. Okay, honestly, you want to know the real reason that I got sidetracked is because I saw this and I was like, oh, they threw Dricus's girlfriend on there again. Oh, it's so funny, dude. That is so funny. You do one video with Dricus with a pride flag, behind his back, and like, oh man, that is so funny. I mean, the outcome of the video that I did was all I was saying was this is what Strickland was referencing. By the way, did you guys obviously you guys saw, but like the countdown video where you had Dricus's coach on it? That dude is he's so hard, dude. That's the hardest fucking dude ever. Like I was watching that guy, I'm like, that's the dude that kissed his face? That's the hardest fucking dude on earth. That guy would literally take your ears and eat your nose. I can't believe that's the dude. So I don't know. But anyway, like, you did like just the fact that, I mean, in fairness, like I did the video about it and then was like, he's obviously not gay, but like, I mean, I still like, we can do this live, dude. It's like, if you look up, is Dricus gay? There's like all this stuff that's like, Dricus Du Plessis being gay. Here you go. This is the main one, dude. Dricus Du Plessis, gay, breaking stereotypes in MMA relationships. There's like 3 other articles like this, and he's completely not gay. It's completely not gay. It's ridiculous, dude. It's ridiculous. Oh, the PFL one. Okay, sorry. So the PFL thing is that they are doing an event February of this year in Saudi Arabia where they're going to pit all of the champions against each other. So PFL champion against Bellator champion, PFL champion against Bellator champion. So you got two what? Okay, I'm gonna actually cover this real quick because this is an outright this is clickbait. If Liver King's not joining Power Slap, that's a perfect example of exactly what I don't do. Anyway, so they're doing that. The bigger story is like, well, it's a big story. The champs versus champs. The biggest part of that story, in my opinion, is the fact that they are doing it at the arena in Saudi Arabia, where you're looking at like, okay, so how, like, what's the right way to put this? Like, how much of a threat or how real is the competition that the Saudis are going to actually provide or be against the UFC, right? And so if you consider that they're just doing boxing, then it's like, well, not much, like it's like, okay, yeah. So they have the ability to dangle a big golden carrot in front of some big stars like Francis or Connor maybe a handful of other guys. But aside from that, not much. But now that they're like, oh no, we are completely behind PFL. And you're like, whoa. So all of this boxing shit going on over here in Saudi Arabia is actually foreshadowing of what they're going to try to do with professional fighting league. Like, that's serious, dude. Like, that is really, really serious. Guy. 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. That's how you title. That is exactly how you title. Exactly. Actually, you know what? I am not talking about this anymore because, and the second that this is over, I'm putting this in members only, not for any other reason than because I don't want other channels to see it. You know, it's like, that's my point, is I'm the best at this. I'm not self-conscious about it. I just like arguing with dimwits because they're so stupid. It's like I don't have any competition on being the best, but that is a title that you just put up there that was good enough that I would have done that title. I would have put that on a video and not edited a single word. 10 out of 10. That's exactly right. Perfect. A perfect title right there. I know. But yeah, so PFL, that is yeah. Honestly, I got to do a video about it because there's a lot of layers to that. I'm going to do a video about that. And then I also need to do a video about Ariel comments he made about UFC 300 that, like, okay, so what's the right way to put this? I'm actually going to record this video right after we get off here. I don't think I've ever seen a person make two statements about the same topic back to back where I was so 100% aligned with the first part and then absolutely 100% completely disagree with the next one. Like, Ariel said one thing and I'm like 100%. And then he said the next thing. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? It's about the exact same topic. So I am definitely going to talk about that. Dude, I don't even know what a rogering is, but it sounds hot as fuck. Dana White smash. I know, dude. You want to know how I that's the other thing, dude. You want to know how I choose what videos I'm going to watch? Is there are a handful of channels that I really like, certain ones. It's like, if this channel talks about a subject I care about, I'm clicking on it 100% of the time. It's like, I don't care like the details. It's like, okay, I care about that topic and I really like this channel. Click 100% of the time. And there are other channels where it would need to be literally like a topic where I can't find it anywhere else. I can't possibly get any valuable information anywhere other than this channel. And I'll click on it. And usually I'll be like, oh my God, get to the point so I can get off this thing. And as soon as I hear what the story is, I'll click off. So like, if that's who these people are in the comments, that's the only reason they watch my stuff, then it's like, that's just weird, because you should just go to a news channel, you fucking weirdo. You know what I mean? What's your ideal UFC 300 main event? I would say that's an excellent question, dude. Man, ideal. I mean, oh wait, ideal, like top of the mountain, like we're going fucking out of you know, like Magic, Khabib and Conor for sure. Khabib and Conor if it's Magic, but it's gonna be Conor and Chandler, like, or that's who he's fighting next. Sorry, hang on for 1 second. Okay. Is the UFC going to lose Conor? Excellent question. I would consider doing it a group outside of the US, but it would just be so expensive for us that it would be, like it would just be, I don't know, it'd be tough. I'm not really sure if we could make it make sense financially for people to come because it'd be like, it would just be so expensive for them, Let's see. So is UFC going to lose Conor? I don't think so. But also, like, this is the Izzy versus the winner, I think is highly probable. Chael talked about this on a video that I watched today where he was just like, Izzy's going to fight the winner. We just don't know at what event. I think that's accurate. But okay. So like I said, if you watch my video yesterday, UFC or contract bombshell about Conor, the piece of information that I don't have, which makes it impossible to be really confident in any prediction that I would make, is I don't know if Conor has a sunset clause, and if he does, when the date is. If I knew that, I would be able to be so confident about what was going to happen. But it's like, if Conor doesn't have a sunset clause for 2 more years, you know what I mean? And there's no mandatory contractual language that they have to offer Conor a certain number of fights in a certain period of time. It's like those 2 details. If it's like they have to offer Conor 1 fight per year, and his sunset clause is not for 2 years, then you can cut, then you understand what UFC's thinking. But without those 2 pieces of information, there's no way to know. I think, listen, dude, they're going to do anything they can to keep him. Anything. Dude, Gordon Ryan against Dillon Danis. It's not a good match right now. It's not a good only because Dillon has not been competitively, competing in jiu-jitsu recently. Like, but this is actually a good segue. I'm going to talk, because the video I'm going to put up later is about Logan Paul and Dillon Danis and this thing between Sneeko and Mikey Musumeci. He's a really good, like, you guys should definitely watch it. 100%. I'll put it up in like an hour or 2. I put up a video yesterday around this time and it did fucking terrible. And it was a video that should have done well. I broke the fucking story first about Sean saying he's going to stab Dricus before any other channels had it. And it did terrible. And I think it's because I put it up at this time. But so, okay, go. Anthony, name 1. All right. So the reason, though, is because, okay, so Dillon, I heard a story about Dillon very recently, about how someone extraordinarily, like, you know what I mean, was at ADCC in 2019, right? I think it was 2019. It was either 2018 or 2019 when Dillon was at like the pinnacle of his jiu-jitsu competition. I don't think people understand how good Dillon was, like how strong a jiu-jitsu competitor Dillon is. They're like inside the submission grappling world, he's super fucking legit, super legit. So that year, Gordon won. He beat basically everyone by submission, and he won a 0-0 advantage over Dillon Danis. In a different one, in a different match, Dillon lost to Jake Shields. Same thing. Like a 0-0. He lost to Jake Shields. And this guy told me that Dillon was so fucking upset after the match that he couldn't walk. He literally he couldn't get up from his seat. He was stuck on this couch, and people were like he was so upset that he lost. He couldn't fucking walk. And that kind of shit, that's why I respect this guy so much. It's like, he does all this shit. He talks shit, not to mention, I'm going to get mad if I start talking about this. Have you guys looked at, I talk a lot more about this in the video that I'm going to put up, but have you guys looked at Dillon Danis' social media recently? Like he just started posting again in the last few days. This guy hasn't posted in months, right? What does that fucking tell you? When was he posting all the time? Okay. He was posting all the time leading into the fight, right? Leading into the fight, which means he was promoting the fucking fight, right? Was he doing all that before he got booked for the fight? No. Okay. He was doing it because he was doing his fucking job. And he was doing as good of a job as you could possibly fucking do. Your job's to promote the fucking fight. You know what? I might re-record that fucking video. I actually am going to re-record that. Well, yeah, I am. Because I filmed it 3 days ago and a lot of shit's happened since then. I'm going to fucking re-record it right after this. And I'll give you guys a fucking preview right now. Okay. I'm going to end up talking about it for 30 minutes. I'm going to give you like a 3-minute preview. Sean Strickland and Dricus Du Plessis are fighting on Saturday. There's not one fucking fight on this card. None. The fucking co-main event is Raquel Pennington. Is this fight card going to do well? Yeah, it's going to do pretty fucking well, dude. I think it's going to do well. Why? Because Sean Strickland and Dricus Du Plessis did such a fucking great job promoting it that the card's going to perform with not one fucking person on it. None. Zero. They do not have another fucking fight on this card. Okay? That's no offense to anyone else on the card. I'm talking about another fight on the card where people are like, what else is on this? Oh, that's a fight that I would pay $80 for. No offense. Chris Curtis is a stud. All these guys are studs. I'm just talking about like real drawing power. None. The reason it's going to do so well is because Dricus and fucking Sean went at it in the press conferences. Dricus talked about Sean Strickland's fucking childhood trauma. Okay? And Sean Strickland fucking flipped out. Then Sean Strickland went on to Theo Von's podcast and fucking collapsed crying about it. Like he collapsed thinking about his childhood trauma. Now, we all assume that's probably real, and I'm sure that it is. And then now he's like, I'll fucking stab anybody that brings that shit up again. And so the fight card's going to do well. Okay? What is that called? Like, what's it called when the two guys do that? That's called doing your fucking job. Okay? That's your fucking job. They book you, you promote the fight, you create conflict, you do things that have people talking back and forth with each other about, dude, that's fucked up, man. I mean, listen, is it cool? I mean, listen, dude, the guy's talked about his own childhood, whatever. Yeah, but he went too fucking far this time, man. Look at it on Theo's podcast. That's true, man. He did fucking cry. He fucking cried, dude. Like, that's not fucking cool. That's true, man. That's not fucking cool. And now the pay-per-view is going to do well. That's their fucking job. Okay, you sign an agreement with Dillon Danis to fight you. He goes from not posting very much on fucking social media to posting 17 times a day, sharing fucking content that your fucking girl created herself. Okay, and then it's like, look at all this shit that she did, dude. Here's the other thing. What about? I should fucking save this. I should save this. I should save it for the video. Save it for the fucking video. Okay. Hypothetically, if we were going to compare those two situations, right? Like we're just going to compare those two situations. The problem with Strickland having a problem with what Dricus said is the fact that he had personally talked about it himself in a joking manner. Why would Dricus think that talking about that is a problem? Okay. And by the way, this is not that big of a deal. Like the Sean Strickland and Dricus thing is not that big a deal, right? Because neither of them have made it that big of a deal. But the reason why Dricus would think it's okay to talk about that is because Sean Strickland had talked about it himself, right? So apply that to the Dillon Danis and fucking Nina thing. If you have a video of yourself being like, yeah, I sucked some guy's dick in the middle of a fucking stadium. And then there's another one, she's, oh my God, I'm fucking starving for penis. I can't take it. I need dick. I need fucking dick. I need a dick. You know? Oh, I don't have a gag reflex, you guys. Oh. Okay. You're the one who fucking talked like that. Why the fuck would Dillon think that it's out of bounds to imply that you're a whore? Your fucking brand that you created is you're a fucking whore. You're the one who did it, dude. You're the fucking one who did it. And so he plays that game, promotes the shit out of your fight, and then you fucking sue him and bankrupt him, you fucking idiot, Logan. He did his job, you fucking idiot. Okay, I'm going to save this. I'm going to film the video right now. You guys can watch the rest of that later. I love you guys. I'm going to film right now. Fuck that guy.